ensuring that you are living in simplicity and that you have an environment that supports and nurtures your child to be the best version of themselves is so important when we are parents, and it is extra, extra important when we are parents to special needs children. Today, I want to talk to you, heart to heart, mom to mom, about creating a more simple living environment for you and your family, for creating an environment that fosters more ease, less frustration, and less overwhelm. So, hi, my name's Morgan with Morganlee Yoga. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm also a mom to 4 kids. My oldest, Penny, she's 13. She has Down syndrome. I'm talking to all parents, but I'm especially talking to my fellow Down syndrome parents today. I want to talk to you about clutter. And this might seem like, where's this coming from? You're a yoga teacher. But I promise, this all connects. And it especially connects to our children. And I think it is so important and often mislooked, overlooked, whatever, in how they react to us and how they thrive or not thrive. So it's something worth discussing, and I want to do that today. I am also going to dive deeper into this on my blog. So if this resonates at all with you, head over there. There'll be so much more information and details because this is just really a quick overview of everything I have to say. First of all, how does this and what does this have to do with yoga? So there is a term, a yoga philosophy term called Aparigraha. Aparigraha, it means to have non-hoarding, non-excessiveness, non-greediness, to let go of that which is not serving you. And that's really what got me on this path of my own, of decluttering my home, because I don't want things in my life that don't serve me. I don't want it taking up mental space. I don't want it taking up actual space. I want to create an environment where I can thrive and where I feel my best. So I have done a lot of research. I've watched hours and hours of YouTube videos and listened to the podcast. I've read several books on decluttering and minimalism. And I'm not telling you to become a minimalist, but I am telling you that there is something important here to learn about having a clean and simple space. And I think that it especially applies to our children, and especially even more 10 times that to your child if they have Down syndrome. And here is why, and this is what I have to say about it. So, clutter affects your brain, your mental capacity. Every time you see something laying around you, your brain is logging it, noticing it, taking it into account. And whether or not this is like something that you are aware of or not aware of, it is happening. So right now, my brain is saying, oh, there's a water bottle over there. There's a pile of toys that I need to put away over there. Like, this is constantly going through my head every single day. You're walking through your house and your brain is just taking into effect, and it's a lot to handle for anyone. And so that is one reason why you should just have more simple space so your brain can think, so you have more space in your brain. But I want you to take this from a different point of view. So if that's how our brains are working as mom, as someone who does not have a mental disability, how is that working for our children who do? So your child who has Down syndrome or another special need, they take longer to process everything. It just takes longer to make it all the way through. They get there, they're smart, they can do it. It just takes them a little bit longer. And when they are surrounded by stuff, by noise, by things, then it increases that time even more. It makes it hard for them to focus on what they actually need to be focusing on because their brain is over here focusing on everything else. Does that make sense? I know I'm trying to kind of explain this simply and quickly, but our brains don't like clutter. That's pretty much it. And when there is clutter, it's taking up space, it's taking up brain power to focus on that instead of focusing on what it could be. And when you add in Down syndrome to the mix, your brain, their brains are over here working really hard, trying to process everything that's going on, any noises that are being heard, and anything they're seeing in front of them. And it takes extra long to come back over here where the focus really needs to be. That's really the basics of it. So I have discovered through all of my research and personally, because I have been decluttering my home, I have discovered that this makes a huge, huge difference in her response time, in how she's able to deal with her emotions and respond to different situations. Let's take this even more simpler than that. Have you ever taken your child, Down syndrome or not, to a big open area like a park or even like just a big conference room that doesn't have anything in it? What is their immediate response? At least for my kids, it's immediately to like run around and be like, ah, like maybe spinning in a circle. They're just like going full speed all over because they love it. Kids thrive in open, clear spaces. It's great for their imagination. Their brain feels free and they're able to just like, I'm going. And it's like a burden has been lifted off their shoulders because there's like, you can just tell a shift in difference with them. And so I want to guide you and encourage you to create that kind of environment in your own homes for your child. Clutter can lead to more stress and fatigue. It has been known to increase depression and interrupts your sleep patterns. It basically leads to cognitive overload. Like your brain just gets so like, it can't think of anything else. It can't focus. It can't function. So clutter has all of these ways that it can affect our body. And then when you have these symptoms, then your body's actually reacting to that. And I think that shows up for my child in that she shuts down and she really has to like focus in on one thing, which is usually her tablet or something, because she can't do it all. She can't take it all in. So she just chooses to really narrow down her focus on this one thing. And why does this affect us as parents? Because then when I'm trying to get her to do something, her brain has pretty much shut off. It doesn't want to deal with everything else. So it is like, she doesn't even realize I'm talking to her. Like it takes that much longer for her to process, oh, someone's talking to me, because her brain was busy over here doing other stuff. So if you've ever had those moments where you're like, hey, can you do this for me? And it takes them a lot longer to do it, or they don't want to do it. They're really like slow. They're just dragging their feet. It's probably because in their brain, it's like, this is so hard to do right now. So let's break this down into things that are maybe more tangible. So for instance, let's take laundry. Now, if your child is not helping you with laundry, they should be. But if you put a pile of laundry in front of your child to fold, the size of it is going to determine their reaction. So if I dump this huge pile of laundry in front of my child, or even in front of like me, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, that is so much to do. Like, I don't even know where to start. So when I decluttered my children's laundry, it made it possible. Well, number one, it just made it possible for me to do laundry. So there's a thing for you. It made it possible for when the pile came in front of her, it was so small and manageable that it wasn't even a big thing. So now I can say, go fold your laundry upstairs. And she just runs off and does it. It's really simple. I mean, it takes her longer still because, those are all motor capabilities. Those are really great occupational therapy skill. So you should have your children folding laundry. But she gets it done. It's not an overwhelming task for her. She can manage it. This also flows into choosing clothes for herself. She does not have to have the mental capacity of so much in front of her she can't even choose. It's very minimal in her drawers. She has like 4 pairs of pants that she can wear to school. She chooses one of those. She chooses one of her 4 favorite shirts. I mean, she has a couple more shirts than that, but simple. She chooses the same clothes every time. I don't know if you've noticed that about your child or not, but Penny, she likes to wear the clothes she likes to wear. And a lot of the times it's the same, like shirts. If she has 10, it's the same 5 or 6. I could go back upstairs and let go of 4 more shirts because she doesn't even wear them. She chooses the same ones that she likes to wear. So when we can reduce their, like the choices they have to make from day to day, when we can reduce this mental clutter, we can reduce the things that they are having to process, we are going to get better reactions from them. We're going to ask them to do something and they're going to be able to respond a little bit quicker. We're going to ask them to do something and it's not going to seem so hard. So I know this is a lot to process and take in, and I'm not a decluttering expert. I'm not an expert on how it affects our brain, but I do know that it makes a difference. And I encourage you to do your own research and then start letting go of the things in your life that aren't serving you. Maybe just start with specific to the areas your child likes to spend time in. Get rid of all surface declutter. Make it very simple and straightforward, streamlined. Start with their clothes, like I already mentioned, making that really easy for them. And then as you notice that these things make a difference, you can get in a little bit further and deeper and deeper. And then encourage your child to help you. You don't want to just go in and take all their stuff because that's theirs. They feel safe with their stuff. But you can take the things that they're ignoring. You can make space more for the things they love. So my daughter has a set of stuffies that she loves. She lines them up every single night on the side of her bed before she goes to bed. But those, she would not be able to do that if like there was like a ton of other stuffies on her bed with them. So more is not always better. If we can remove the distractions, create space for the things that they really enjoy, and create space for them to be able to focus, for them to be able to process and respond to us, and to simplify the decisions they have to make and the choices they have to make, it's going to get easier for all of us. It gets easier for them to learn and grow and develop new skills because their brain isn't working on all this other stuff. And it gets easier for us as parents because we're not having to repeat ourselves all the time by trying to get their attention. And we're not having to fight with them about getting stuff done because it's simpler to get things done. If I go say clean your room, it's simple. There's not a lot on the floor in her room to clean. And when it gets to a point where there is a lot of stuff on the floor in her room, then I know that's when I need to go back in and we need to figure out what doesn't belong there. So taking it back to Aparigraha, letting go, not keeping those things in your life that doesn't serve you. This is a yoga philosophy, a yoga term that has become really dear to my heart. Every year I go through my house, I let go of the things that aren't serving me. I let go of the habits that aren't serving me. Aparigraha goes way, way deeper than just the clutter in our homes. And that is a topic for another day. But today, I encourage you to look around the spaces in your home where your child spends most of their time. Can you simplify it? Can you make it a more nurturing and calm environment that helps them and supports them to be the best that they can be? Thank you for listening to me today. If you want to learn more about this topic, if you want to learn more about how yoga can help you be a better mom and a better caregiver for a child with Down syndrome, head over to my blog. I'll leave a link down below. I have so many resources in there. I love talking with all of you, and we'll see you in our next video. Namaste.